The Great Pyramid of Giza was built around 2560 BC. Widely accepted that the pyramid was built as a tomb. However, Republican presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson was, I guess, privy to some additional information because video was unearthed yesterday of Ben Carson's hypothesis of why the pyramids of Egypt were actually there. These are some of the greatest structures still in existence around the world. And Ben Carson's idea is that they were not actually tombs. They were built by Joseph. That's Joseph of the Old Testament. I'm not talking about a Joe Smith down the street. They were built by Joseph of the Old Testament, according to Ben Carson. Excuse me. It's so crazy that I'm choking. To store grain. Let's go to the video. Here is Ben Carson explaining his hypothesis.
Now, my own personal theory is that Joseph built the pyramids in order to store grain. Now, all the archaeologists think that they were made for the pharaoh's graves, but, you know, it would have to be something awfully big when you stop and think about it. And I don't think it would just disappear over the course of time to store that much grain. And when you look at the way the pyramids are made, with many chambers that are hermetically sealed, they would have to be that way for a reason. And, you know, various scientists have said, well, you know, there were alien beings that came down and they had special knowledge and that's how they were. You know, it doesn't require an alien being when God is with you. You know, and that's really the key. People may not even be able to explain what it is that you're accomplishing, but they don't have to be able to explain it when God is there. All you have to do is accept his presence.
Oh, that's his own personal theory. I'm glad he mentioned that because if he hadn't, I would have assumed that his biblical explanation for the existence of the Great Pyramid of Giza was actually based in some kind of historical knowledge. And what do archaeologists say, Ben? Well, archaeologists have been all coming out of the woodwork over the last 24 hours as this video has surfaced saying, Ben Carson doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon, and at that, even his views about the about evolution seem to be completely bogus. There is no reason at all to think that now Ben Carson, the Benadryl Ben hypnotherapist, has anything relevant to say about the origins of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Maybe they were used as tombs, but they were meant to be grain silos. I don't know. It's just not making any sense to me. And I love the idea that when we listen to presidential candidates, we hear original ideas from them. I mean, that's fantastic. The greatest thing that you would imagine we would have from 15 Republican presidential candidates is that we would get a plethora of new ideas from the different presidential candidates. Original ideas about the Pyramid of Giza, not exactly what I'm hoping for when I think about original ideas coming from presidential candidates. So Ben Carson just getting destroyed over this. We now have had this unearthed video of an hour speech that Ben Carson did for that company he said he had no association with, Manatech, with the bogus cancer treatments and all sorts of supplements. That was not good for Ben Carson earlier this week. Now this video where Ben Carson says he has a different idea, one that differs from all archaeological and scientific evidence about the real purpose of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This guy is very odd and very disconnected from reality. And yet, and it is really, really scary because of what it says about the Republican electorate, he is still within the margin of error tied for the lead in the Republican primary.